Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the video. Thank you for tuning in. Today we have a Breitling SuperOcean 42 white dial on the rubber strap. This watch was loaned in from by Richard over at Saltzman's Watches. So I'll leave the link to the website in the description below. And yeah, go check out Saltzman's Watches online. They carry obviously Breitling, Oris, Tag Heuer, and Citizen, and a slew of other brand name watches. So yeah, go check out the webpage and see if you find something you like. So without further ado, let's take this bad boy out. So you can see the white dial. Richard at Saltzman's asked me, he's like, hey, do you want to check out a SuperOcean? I said, absolutely. And he said, blue dial or white dial? And one, I own quite a few blue dials, and two, I've had quite a few other blue dials besides my watches on the channel. So I have yet to see a white dial watch like this. So I jumped on the opportunity to check out the white dial. So yeah, like I said, this is the SuperOcean 42 on the rubber strap, white dial. And yeah, this is actually the first time I've seen, Omega puts these rubber straps on their watches, and a couple other luxury high-end brands do. This is my first experience with it, and yeah, pretty cool. Quite different than, because I'm either a bracelet or a NATO strap guy. I have like one tropical strap on a Citizen that doesn't get a whole lot of wrist time, but I do have a tropical strap. But as far as the sport watch rubber straps like these, this is my first experience with it. So thank you for sending this in. So yeah, what do we have here? We have a 42 millimeter case diameter, 50 lug to lug, but as you see, the lugs do curve down, and hug the wrist. So, you know, even though it's a 50 lug to lug, it doesn't wear like, let's say, a Hamilton 50-50 or 50 millimeter, where, you know, the lugs go straight out on a Hamilton, like the Murph. But these do lug down or curve down and hug the wrist. 13 millimeter thick with that just slightly domed sapphire crystal, and 20 millimeter lug width. The case is polished on the sides, but like I said, this is a loaner, so this watch still has the protective plastic coating on the case, as well as the clasp. So, you know, I'm not going to remove that. It's not my watch, and on the case back as well. So some aspects of the watch you're not going to be able to pick up on, but if you're familiar with Breitling, they do a great job on polishing, and most of their watches are fully polished. This, however, does have some brushing on the top of the lugs, and then the flanks are polished. So yeah, we have a double dome AR coated sapphire crystal coated on both the inside and outside, which, you know, even in the studio light here, you don't get any kind of glare. It's just, it really disappears. I had it out in the sunlight earlier, taking some shots of it, and couldn't even see the crystal. Breitling B signed screw down crown. The bezel is also typical of Breitling, screwed down. Has several screws around it. 120 click bezel. Okay. I'm not sure what the inlay, the bezel insert is. I thought it was ceramic, but then I looked at it and I'm not sure. So, and I tried to do some research. I looked at the Breitling website and actually downloaded the spec sheet, the PDF file on this watch. And I'm not sure what the bezel insert is. Like I said, I thought it was ceramic, but it almost looks like the the numbers are engraved into the bezel, and then maybe it's some kind of material filled in the bezel as a bezel insert. So if you know what Breitling uses on this model for the material, go ahead and put something down there in the comments below. So the dial, we have a very bright white dial. It's pretty much a matte finish white dial, something I don't have in my collection. I typically prefer like off-white cream dials like the old Sarbs, but this is a bright white matte finish. The Arabics at the 12, 6, and 9 are oversized, and I'm not saying that it's not a knock on the watch, it's the design. These are large Arabics, and then the rest of the markers are indice type markers with a date at the 3 o'clock. If you watched several of my videos, you know I could do without the date, and I think this dial would look amazing with a 3 marker on there to match the 12, 6, and 9. But that's just, you know, that's just a personal preference. The Breitling wings at the 12 o'clock in the white gold. The handset, that's one of the things I like about this watch is the handset. The hands perfectly match the bezel insert. You know how sometimes watches, they try to match the dial or the hands with the bezel insert, and it's not quite a perfect match, but this is spot on. Blue hands matching the blue insert. And when I say blue, I don't mean the temperature blued. It's the same material coated or painted on the handset. They're not blued, heated blued. But then you have the SuperOcean and script with this is a chronometer grade watch and Swiss made logo under the 6. So yeah, I love the design of the hands, the hour a minute, and the oversized red arrow on the second hand. That, you know, because everything on the watch is either blue or white, and then you get that nice big oversized red arrow for the contrast. It really pops off that white dial. So great design. The rubber strap is 20 millimeters at the top and tapers down to 18. Let me zoom back out here. The clasp, double pusher clasp, and has the quick adjust feature. And as you can see on the rubber strap, they have these lines, like almost like links, rubber links, like you would have on a bracelet. But those are perforated lines to where if you owned this watch, which I don't, that's where you would cut the rubber off to actually size this watch up. Just like you would take links off a stainless steel bracelet, you would cut the ends off of the rubber. Fully milled out. This clasp is much different than the chronograph, the Breitling chronograph I had on here a couple of months ago. So this is a whole different clasp. Very high quality. Case back with the, you know, the stickers on it again. The movement is the Breitling 17 caliber, which is basically a modified at a 2824 to give it the cost certification specs. What exactly they do to the movement, I couldn't tell you. I'm not an expert on movements other than knowing the names and models of you know, the common movements like ETA or Salida. But it is a modified at a 2824. 38-hour power reserve. So let's throw this on wrist. I'm wearing my Seiko Flightmaster today. So there you go, 42 millimeter case, and like I said, the 50 millimeter lug to lug, and I have a 7¼ inch wrist or so, between 7¼ 7½. So I mean, this is right up my my alley as far as the size. So yeah, that's the review. What do I like about the watch? Overall, I just like the whole fit, finish, and design of the watch overall. My favorite thing is the handset, the shape and the color of the handset, and the red second arrow, red arrow on the second hand, and the quick adjustment rubber strap. You know, that makes things a lot easier to adjust, especially during the middle of the day. And you know, you don't have time or the environment to sit down and try to get a tool out to fix a micro adjust. The only thing I dislike, or not even a dislike, I mean, you can find something wrong with every watch or design. Like I said, I would like to see this watch with a no date option and just have that large 3 in position to match up with the 12, 6, and 9. I think if the Arabics weren't so big, it wouldn't throw it off balance to me as much, but because they, I mean, they're right in your face, you know, so you do notice 3. But yeah, I mean, that's just a personal thing. You know, I don't necessarily need date complications on my watches, so, but that's just me. But other than that, this is a great offering from Breitling. Thank you, Saltzman's Watches, for loaning it in. I appreciate it greatly. And that's the review. And yeah, see you the next time. Thank you.